Just like all church ain't church, all Christians ain't Christian. Like even in spirituality, they're different. You know, it's wholeness. It's not healing. Because here's the thing, healing is something that's on all levels, like Christianity, spirituality. Even if you ain't a Christian, you still gotta heal. If you go cut yourself, everything is healing. So to me, that's not spirituality, you know. And I guess that's why I want to have that talk. But sometimes when you try to bring these talks to people, like people don't want to, people don't engage. Um, but spirituality is more to spirituality, and I feel like that it's not just one way to determine spirituality or the definition. I don't think no way is wrong. I think it's whatever, however you see it, for whatever you need it for, you know. It's for whatever you need it for. Like some people go to church because they need to go heal. Some people go to church to fellowship. Some people go to church because they just love God, you know. But it says that they who worship must worship in spirit and truth. So I think spirituality or spiritual is when you get to your truth. That's what I believe it is. You get to the wholeness of who you are, your truth. That is spirituality. That is oneness. That is a oneness with self, you know? Because the ego part, you know, it tries to separate us from that part of us. So I think that that's what it's about, connecting to you, to yourself, to the wholeness within you. Because once you tap into your energy, your inner God, then you're able to unlock. I agree, learning with who you are. You have to. Like that's the first law, you know. God created man in what? His own image. God created us in his image of self. And because we were created in the image of self, that is the true form of who we are. We all have our own ways, but I believe that we all can add something into the pot. And just because somebody adds something to the pot and you don't like it, that don't mean that you have to disengage from them. It just means I just don't like that part of the pot. You know, like whatever, then you don't have to eat it. You know? It's the same thing with spirituality. If you don't like it, don't eat it. And that's the thing that I feel like is so beautiful about the universe. The universe made everything a plethora. They made everything like off the menu, but there's food around the table for everybody when it comes to spirituality. That's why nobody should be bashing anybody. That's why nobody should be trying to condemn anybody. Because one, none of these people know who gonna get into heaven or not. It will be a whole lot better. The only thing you need to work on is your creation, not procreation, but co-creation. Okay, you know, that's how we learn to exist. That's how you learn to exist with the neighbor on the block. Your neighbor that lives next door to is nothing like you, but you coexist with them. You don't procreate with them. You coexist with them. That means I can learn to live cohesively with my neighbor who may be different from me, who may come from a different background. We could both be black, the same age, born on the same day, and we all come from a different background, because I don't know what they had to endure and they don't know what I had to endure. I don't know what it took to make them overcome, to make them happy, to make them get into their state of joy. I don't know. So we should stop judging everybody. And that's the problem. Everybody want to judge everybody. Everybody want to point fingers at everybody. When the same thing, what you put down the toilet is what everybody else put down the toilet. That's the only thing that I could say is the same. We all put the same thing down the toilet. Flush it. Flush it. That's the thing. It don't matter what you put in your belly. It's all gonna come out down the toilet the same. And I smell the same, but it's still the same. Shit is still shit. Piss is still piss. And we gotta stop putting shit into stuff that don't belong on the table. Period. You gotta stop doing that. like Miss Intuitive, like you, the way you heal, my dear, I didn't heal that way. The way I heal, you didn't heal that way. My journey ain't your journey. Your journey ain't my journey. So we got to stop putting the ish in the ish and learn to accept everybody for who they are, how they are, and stop trying to make everybody how you want them to be. Because everybody is uniquely and wonderfully made. That is what the Bible says. God created you in his own image. There's not another person on the face of this earth who has a DNA like you. Not nobody else like me. You may have a birthday like me. And even for people who got the same birthday, ain't even born at the same damn time. I got 3 people today who are born on the same day that I am. And neither one of us are born on the same time. And neither one of us are the same age. And neither one of us was born in the same city. What does that mean? Everybody got their own unique birth date. Did y'all hear what I just said? Everybody got their own unique birthday. Even if you share the same date of birth with them, the timing is different. So that's what you got to, timing is so important when it comes to God. That's why God said, my ways are not your ways, and your ways are not my ways. We got different ways. Everybody's way is different. The road to Damascus, there's many ways to the road to Damascus. And I had a dream last night. I was on the road to Damascus. The first road I went on, going up the road, it was like streets and city, and it looked nice. But then I had to take the back road. That back road. That back road was a mountain. It was rocky. There was nothing there. Sometimes we take those roads where it's rocky and there's nothing there. But sometimes you take the road, the scenic route. But either way it go, we still got to all go on the road. And it depends on what time you go down that road. Everybody can go down Route 66 at any given day. But anytime everybody go down Route 66, I guarantee you everybody will not see the same thing. It will never be the same. Why? Because you might see a bird fly, you might see cows, but everybody's going to see something different. So in your reality, you're going to see something different. I guarantee everybody's going to interpret this message different. Why? Because that's how your mind thinks. So the question today is, how's your mind programmed today? How's your mind thinking today? What are your thoughts today? Did you wake up today? See, your thoughts also changes your perception and your reality. And you can't get mad at the other person because they don't think what you think and they don't believe what you believe. That's your belief and that's your thoughts. 1, you gotta love yourself. Value yourself. 2, you got to stop, let go of control, right? If the door don't open, you gotta just accept it for what it is. It says when one door closes, another one opens. But God is never going to open a door for you until you allow the old door to close. That's me, my situation right now. I'm letting the door close on me. You think I want to pack up my stuff and go? I got to let the door close. Because if I don't, law says nothing's going to change. And people be like waiting on God to give them the master key and the master plan. But let me tell you something. Trust the plan, trust the process. God's not going to give you the answer in the middle of the mess. He's going to tell you to get about the mess, and then the answer is going to come. But one thing I can tell you, God always show up at the right time. All times and right time. But you can start by being thankful for the little things that you have. Appreciate every moment. Stop complaining. And learn to listen. That's the number one thing. Listen. See, when you got so many things going on in your mind, you can't hear God's voice. And you got to get to the point where you got to hear God's voice. Let go of control. If the door don't open, don't get mad. If you ain't got it, then don't be upset. I don't get sad. Look, if I don't have it, I don't get upset anymore. If it don't come, I don't get upset no more. It hurts, but I let go of it. Why? Because it's just not for me. And it's by trusting that, hey, whatever's for me is going to be. I don't have to tell anybody but myself right now at this point.